Welcome back, Geeks, to the Geek Studio. Today in the show, I have the MD, Group MD of Group Insurance, the Group MD, UAP General Insurance, Mr. James Wambugu. He has taken us through his early life, the schools he went to, the college life, and his first job. Now, welcome back, James, to the Geek Studio. It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Just mention something about, you mentioned to me when I met with you for the first time that you do inspirational talks to university students, high school students, about what they can do, how can they model their life, just transform their lives. Can you take us through, please, how you do that and what it entails?
Thank you. I'll try and be quite brief. Mm-hmm. Actually, I call that talk moving from success to significance. Essentially captures the essence of someone who is working, but you can apply the same principles in your, if you run your own business, and because what it actually says is that you start from where you work for yourself, you take care of yourself, you begin to take care of maybe people that you bring into your life, like your family, and eventually you start looking at the broader society. So when you are building things for yourself, you're trying to become successful.
Yes.
When you're doing things for society and it's your sunset years, you're basically trying to become significant so that people can remember you for something. And the people that need to remember you is not just your family, it's also the external people.
Yes.
And essentially, I have tried to understand how people progress, say, in a formal career. From the moment they leave university, they go, they train, and then they become very good at what they do, and then eventually maybe become the leaders in the businesses they are.
Okay.
And it's in several stages, but I'll cover it fairly quickly. When you finish university and you're looking for a job, let's just assume you've gotten a job. The first thing that one gets is this shock of, I thought I knew it, because, we learn theories in college.
Yes.
Then you come to start applying and practicing the theory. And you realize the practical application is a lot different from the theoretical thing you read.
Yeah.
Because in college, you are taught under controlled conditions, like an experiment but under controlled conditions. In the real life world, the world is not as perfect as the assumptions you put in your experiments. And therefore, for example, I use the accountant as an example.
Yes.
You have very fine things you learn about debit, credits, and all that. When you come to an accounting department, it's not exactly as neat as that.
Yes.
And therefore, sometimes you begin to think that the people you find there don't seem to know what they are doing. But as you learn to appreciate that there is a practical application, you then come to the realization that you need to learn from the people that you have found. You need to expand your knowledge. So you begin to do that, you begin to appreciate people, you learn. Then you reach another stage where you begin to feel like, look, I've learned so much, I'm doing it better, but I'm not being promoted. What is the issue? And it means that you begin to improve your knowledge by adding more in terms of your education, in terms of the skills that you have. And the objective that you're looking for is then you want at that point to become the best in that particular field. So if you're an accountant, you want to be the best accountant. So you want, when people say, where can I get a good accountant? They will talk about you, and it means putting in a lot of time at that point.
Definitely.
You unawacha mchezo. You begin to find that you have to spend some nights in the office, and it doesn't matter whether even if you're doing a marketing job.
Yeah.
And that is the core investment, where you begin to now learn all the facets of the career or the area that you're in, until the point where you become excellent, that people say, if you want this problem in accounting, or you want to know why this market is not behaving this way, ask so and so, because you're seen as someone who has succeeded. And at that point you are very successful, and tends to be between the age of 35 and 40.
Oh, yes.
By the time you're approaching 40, the next thing you're actually asking is, okay, so I'm the best finance manager, I'm the best marketing guy, so what is it for? You begin to realize that you can use that knowledge to transform society,
Yes.
to work for society. So you begin to look for significance in the work that you're doing. And then you begin to then use your career, use your skills to change society. A lot of the time it's around the job you do, but sometimes people also look at areas where they can impact society outside their career. And then of course you reach a point where either you made it or not, If you become significant, you enjoy your older age from 50s and onwards. If you haven't, those are the guys who end up drinking themselves to death. So, I mean, if you're a geek,
Yes.
You're not thinking about when you'll be 50.
Yes.
But you know what? You will be, and you'll be 70. But you're going to have to start thinking about what you will do. And I think you build a happy old age life by making sure at these stages that you've done the right investments, you've done the right thing. And the four things that I learned from a gentleman called Charles Handy in a book called actually in a talk that he gave us at Strathmore Business School. Number one, passion. You have to have passion for what you do. If you're not really passionate, you will not have the energy to do it. You've got to be smart. You have to know the stuff. So if you're choosing to be an accountant, just make sure that you can be an accountant. Don't be a marketer who wants to be an accountant. Just go do marketing because you've got the knowledge in that area. You've got to have guts. Sometimes you're going to take risks. You're going to make a decision that you wait for your boss to roast you. You'll make the mistakes, but in the process of making mistakes, you learn. And then you may do all these things well, but you need some luck.
Yes.
So if the luck isn't coming, don't give up because you don't know when your day for being lucky is going to be. And then for me, I always add the fact that underlying all these things, you have to be a person of integrity. If there is no integrity, I think all these things mean nothing. All these things will come tumbling down at some point, and you will still face that challenge that we are trying to not have when you're much older, where you can say you can retire in peace, you can enjoy your life. So really, I think that people need to think about it. But at this early stage, think about how you can change over from the theoretical things you learned in class to the practical things that your career requires you to do. So that's what I would say.
It's okay, James. That is very, very interesting. Geek, you are now watching us here, and I'm sure that you picked something from what James has just told us, that you can make good use of your life, don't regret, be patient, and your day will come to get a better chance in life. James, that is very, very awesome, and I really appreciate you. We are in the process of now winding up the show, but before we do that, you mentioned to me about a program that you run at UAP, or maybe I can put it this way. As the MD of UAP General Insurance, what does the job entail? Briefly.
Okay, fine. Yeah. Being Group MD General Insurance, actually, it means essentially providing leadership to the business to be able to reach the strategic goals that we have. And I would say, within UAP, our aspirations are very powerful because we want to transform the insurance industry. We realize in our market.
Let me market you briefly.
Yes.
You are doing that.
Thank you. So you realize that insurance is not very well understood. There are a lot of people who suffer because they didn't take insurance, and if they had taken insurance, they should have been fine. And I see that as a personal challenge, and we see it as a business challenge, that we need to make a difference in people's lives through insurance. So we invest in new ways of reaching people, explaining things to people, products that actually address the real problems people have. How then we actually are able to deliver that in terms of the operational efficiency, in terms of customer service. And because we have to achieve all those things, it means having to find the resources in terms of people, the IT, business relationships to be able to do this. And my job is actually to make sure that all these resources are coordinated, they are actually doing that, our people know what they are supposed to be doing, and they are doing it. And eventually at the back end, a customer says, I've experienced good experience with UAP. I have, if it's, for example, I am sick, my bill has been paid by UAP, because UAP came forward to pay my hospital bill. My car, I had an accident, or my car rode, or whatever, my car was stolen. I don't have to go back and look for money to buy another car, so the car is repaired or my car is replaced by UAP. If we also cover things like personal accident, we're going even in terms of from a corporate perspective, we are literally covering every risk, because we say as UAP, no risk someone faces should not be insurable. So if we have to go across the globe to look for the solutions, we do. And I can tell you, for example, we've insured a couple of geothermal wells in Kenya. Where we
under
are saying,
GDC?
Yes, the private ones.
The private ones.
The ones that are drilling wells, we tell you, drill the well. If you don't find steam, we drill another one for you. And we have already done. It's that kind of transformative way of trying to do insurance. The latest one that we are doing, and it's going to be very useful for the young people, the geeks, is that you want to do your insurance in the easiest way.
Yes.
So we're implementing a direct insurance model, which means that we are integrating systems, people, call center, so that when you want to insure your car or you want to insure yourself, you just give us a call or we reach you, we tell you, and in the space of 4 minutes, you are actually insured. So that, this stop being a very complicated process, and that is coming very soon.
Okay. Thank you, James. Disruptions.
Yes.
Let me look. I'm sure you know Uber.
Yes.
You've heard of Uber, the car booking system. Yeah. Uber has really disrupted the whole transport industry. And when you talk of the banks, the financial sector, there's a lot of digital disruption. Yeah. I don't know. Are you facing this in the insurance industry? I mean, things that are really minimally reduce your revenue streams.
If we don't, as insurance, if we do not actually put our insurance services on the mobile phone, we'll be dead. But because someone else who may not even be in insurance, it could be Safaricom, it could be someone else, is going to put insurance on the mobile phone. Now, as UAP, we've actually tried. Way back in 2010, we actually have the first product that we were able to put on the mobile phone. The challenge we had was, and I can tell people, if you try and dial *827# you will see.
Geek, dial *1
*827#.
*827#. You can try that.
We have a mobile app to where you can buy health insurance.
Can you mention it, please? Is your time?
It's called Afya Imara app. So if you go to Google Play Store, just download it and see what you can do with it. What we are missing is how we can integrate with the platforms that are existing, especially with respect to cash transfer system, payment platforms, so that once you log in into that, your transaction is completed in the shortest time possible. And I can guarantee you that in the space in less than 1 year, we should be able to have that in place. And of course, I'm sure people will be very happy. We do not want to be our lunch to be eaten by Safaricom and people.
Thank you. Now, my director is showing that we need to wind up. And what is your agenda? I'm sure that UAP has got a very strong agenda for the youth. What are you doing as UAP to change the lives of the youth, the geeks who are now watching us now?
I think we've done 3 things very quickly because I know we do not have the time. Number one, we have a talent pool program, which the way it works is that when the students are in college, those who did very well in their Form 4, in Standard 8, we bring them into UAP. We attach them to departments, and they learn how a corporate world works. And then when they finish, they go and work for other companies, but we also get some of the best to come and work for ourselves. So we partner with different universities, Kimathi University, University of Nairobi, Strathmore University, and we try and work a lot with the deans of students. So we can bring them, and we are contributing to teaching people, young people, how to become good employees, how to build themselves. The other one is on giving the young people an opportunity to find something to do so that they can move away from the negative things. And that tends to be mainly through sports. So we have Dakaine Marathon, we support a lot of athletes. In golf, we support the juniors. Most of our golf competitions, we actually have a prize and slots for juniors. And we partner them with the professionals in golf so that they are also able to learn. And the very junior ones, we actually invest in helping the kids in Nairobi to cross roads at busy intersection where you have the zebra crossings by having traffic marshals. So in a way, we believe in building lifelong relationships, and we start from 0 to age 90, 100 when someone exits the world. And in fact, we do have, even in terms of medical insurance, we have a specific product, specifically we call it Afya Imara Junior. it takes care of people below the age of 18, where the parents have insurance and the kids do not have. The parents can buy that for them.
Wow. So that is really interesting. It has been really nice to have you, James, in the show. In the Geek Studio, we normally wind up by asking you, or our guest, the best decision that you have ever made in life, right from your childhood to where you are now. And then after that, you tell us what is the worst, the regret that you wish that if you were to rewind the wheel, you'll never repeat that mistake again. Please.
It's pretty hard because I don't think about it that way. But for me, I would say made many good decisions. I've also made many mistakes, but I try to forget my mistakes. So if you didn't ask me what the mistakes were, I struggle to find the mistake because I learned where I went wrong, and in almost every situation, then try and make it work. But I think joining UAP for me was the best decision.
Wow.
I joined UAP from a bigger organization with a bigger salary. I took a pay cut. And I took a lower position, and the objective was the opportunity I was seeing of using my knowledge to transform the insurance industry, which 12 years later I feel we have accomplished quite a lot. The last 12 years of my life have been the happiest because I've been given the platform, the opportunity, worked with a team, especially at the board level as well as the management and the junior staff. That you really feel you are working and they appreciate what you're doing, and you can see how much difference you're making, and you can see how much difference they are making, and all of us are very happy. I could never have asked, and we don't have a repeat life, so I have to thank God that I was very lucky to move to UAP. What's decision?
If there is any.
I'm really struggling because I've also seen opportunities in life that I could have taken, which I haven't taken. At some point, I thought I wanted us to transform insurance even further, and I thought I could do it on my own and leave UAP. I didn't. But what has happened is with the coming on of merger with Old Mutual, we've gone back to that agenda, and part of the direct platform that we are building is one of the things I thought I would want to do. Now we are going to build it with Old Mutual. It's actually ready for rollout, which will be a platform that is available for us to do directly with the clients and also make it available for our own intermediaries, brokers, and agents. So in a way, I would say the fact I didn't leave, maybe UAP Old Mutual has more resources to be able to do this more effectively. So that's why I was saying that even when you think it's a decision you didn't do, the only downside is that I don't get to own a huge chunk of that business. But I have to say I don't work to make money. I work to make the difference. If money comes, it's a consequence. It's a
consequence. Wow, thank you, James. It has been really nice to have you in the show. Maybe just in just a few seconds, something could have skipped your mind that maybe you just think that you could have mentioned.
Now that I'm speaking to geeks, I'm talking to young people. I think there's one fundamental thing. I talked about integrity being very important. I want to wish them well in their lives. I wish that when 50 years from now, they'll be happy old people with gray hair and all that. But I want to warn them because I think it's easy people to begin to think that there are shortcuts in life. We've seen people steal a lot of money and we glorify them. I think as a first step, they must stop glorifying thugs, people who have stolen. They must invest in earning what they get. And that means doing the right thing, means sweating for what you have. And I will tell you that when you have these people who seem like they are successful and they got everything, I call it illusion of success. Ultimately, these people are very unhappy in their lives. In their much later age, they are very unhappy. The people who build themselves slowly and surely and end up having whatever they have, because you have to be satisfied in the state you're in, they have a lot more happiness, they have a lot more peace, and I believe that, I think the determinant of the quality of our life is how you age and exit the world. Are you going to age in with a lot of hypertension, diabetes, unhappiness, regrets? Or are you going to age where, you sit there and everyone really admires and just thinks, I wish I was that guy. And the only way you'll do that is we have to put integrity first. We have to earn and be entitled to what comes to our way. What doesn't belong to us, give it to whoever it belongs to. More will come to you. And it actually, I'll end it up with something in the Bible which relates to this. You know, to those that have little, the little they have will be taken away, and those that have more, they will be added. And you know where that addition comes from? It is from those that have little that has been taken away, it is given to those that have more. And when you talk about having more, is when you have what is right, you will even get more. When you share what you have, more shall be added to you. Because we have a problem with people thinking, you know, everything, put it to myself, and you're not sharing it with people. So thank you very much. I'm really very happy to have been on this TV show, and I hope that I have made a difference in one or two people's lives. Can you also go and make a difference in other people's lives?
Thanks, James. I have no much to add. It was a pleasure. It has been a pleasure having you around. We wish you well in your daily endeavors of managing UAP Old Mutual. We wish you well, and thank you very much. Welcome another to the Geek Studio.
Asante sana.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, Geeks.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.